G'day, good evening, gamers. In fact, I'll even toss one of them in. Welcome to Capping Television, the classic CPTV action. We've got a vintage cast for you here. It's me and Ghost. I am Snazzy or the Lampshade 22. We've even got Mitch on production. This is like it feels like 2015 all over again, doesn't it? Mitch is weeping in the background, like he's blubbering. You can. So anyway, tonight we are casting the ozfortress 6's Autumn 25 brackets S42. That's season 42, if you can count that high. I can't. Basic mathematics is far beyond me. We're casting Prem. A division that I can, at this point, only dream of. We're casting BLG versus the Duck Journal Junkies and Ghost. I think you've followed a bit more of this than I have, so why don't you tell me how you're doing, and then you can tell me about these teams. We can't hear Ghost. Okay, so we are having audio issues. It's just Ghost. Alright.
Let's repeat this all over again. So we're going to speedrun this now. So on the side of BLG, and this thing I don't really know how to use very well, but anyway, BLG, we have Combo Scout, Hungry for Eggs or Hungry, Flank Scout Trev, Pocket Robot or Sheep. Pocket Tachyon, Roma, Robot or Sheep, Demo Daz, Medic Atin, Duck Journal, Combo Scout, Wills, Flank Scout Elmo, Pocket Feign, Roma Alt, Demo Seo, Med Dog Roll. A really close game on our hands, and obviously we have second seed being BLG take on the, I believe, fourth seed team being Duck Journal, if I'm not mistaken, which is fifth seed. Sorry,
something like that from memory.
So I think we have it's definitely a close game. Both teams have very experienced players, but when you look at this on paper, I think BLG, you look at this team, and you see the players. You got Sheep, you got Tachyon, both on the finalist team from last season. You have Trev, who's up and coming. You have Hungry for Eggs, who's been around for such a long time. And then rounding out, you have Daz, obviously on also that finalist team from last season, being Struck Mines. And then you also have Atten on Med. So overall, very experienced roster and a very well-rounded. But you take on the side of Duck Journal, which I guess, again, the
wrong team. It's a really strong team. Yeah,
I think BLG this is a very strong task, and we'll see what happens. Obviously, with the maps tonight being Metalworks and I believe ClearCut. Is it no Metalworks and Product?
Yes, Metalworks and Product. And I did have a bit of a look through the matches that have been played this season. As yet, there's not really much that you can actually use to sort of compare these two teams to come up with some sort of idea of where this is going to end up. But it looks like both teams have played against Net Profit. They both won. Okay.
Indeed. Yep.
But Duck Journal won 4-1-5-0. Right? You ready for this? BLG won 4-0-5-0. So tiny. Let me get it close. You can see it. Tiny little difference. I had to look over here to figure it out. Tiny little difference against Net Profit. However, these maps weren't played, and I don't want to shit on any team in the div, of course. But neither of those teams is the teams that they're playing tonight on either side, which is a very confusing statement. I've said it out loud, but that's all right.
One thing to note is Duck Journal as well. Despite both teams obviously having pretty clean record, obviously both teams losing to Witness Gaming kind of expected. However, one thing you note is Duck Journal forfeit against Witness, which could have impact on standings coming in a bit later when we go to the AFL ranking. But then again, I don't think it should affect them too much. If they forfeit again, they're a little bit screwed because otherwise they will be disbanded automatically as per the rules. But they had a very close game in week one against one of the bottom seed teams. So curious to see what Duck Journal can do. I know they have some tendencies of not trolling, but they can get basically complacent, put it that way. Just do some weird, stupid stuff and then sort of throwing away rounds. But one thing though is both teams, from what I've seen in their logs, don't really scrim. However, all the plays are active. They're actually playing the game. So form and shape-wise, I think everyone coming to this pretty hot. I know Duck Journal, I know Will's had a little bit of a holiday and, probably maybe a bit rusty, but I think he should be okay coming into this, and he's got, a very supportive team to back him up. But then then BLG though, doing the classic high tower warm-up. I was in the Discord before, and I saw them on high tower having some nice warm-up sessions, some team bonding. But no, I think we definitely have a close game on our hands. But I don't personally see this as a steamroll. Possibly is definitely on the cards of a 5-0. However, being the maps being Metalworks and obviously product, but Metalworks specifically, I think it could be a little bit more back and forth.
Yeah, I mean, the Metalworks is a very back and forth sort of map, especially with these awful mid to second connectors. I've been a long known anti-Metalworks proponent, and I don't think anyone should enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it,
that's the opposite.
Get your head checked. But
and I like it. So
it is a map that gives a lot of back and forth. Get your head checked, guys. It is a map that gives a lot of back and forth, and it sort of, you know, it allows for a lot of interesting gameplay. I find the last in particular always ends up with some sort of like absolutely nuts play, because of I don't know, something about that like low ground. People end up on it, and for some reason people tend to just forget about players on that low ground. I don't know why. It might be the bridge, like people see the bridge and that they don't think. I don't know. It's really weird. But,
I mean, there's some good spots as well in the last put sentry guns as well, especially underneath that bridge. It is, to be honest, a very tricky last hold to break through if you're not playing it correctly. But also, it'd be curious to see what plays come out as well when it comes to sacks and sniper picks as well.
Yeah, well, I was actually going to mention the sniper. There are some absolutely nuts sightlines on this map. Obviously not as like feral as some other maps, but like pretty wild. You can really do some absolutely insane stuff on sniper on this map. Yet another reason that I hate it, because I'm a mid main, you know. So I think we're digging deep into my psyche tonight.
I mean, I think one thing to note as well, I think players to watch, I mean, in my opinion, I'm not sure if you agree, but if you look at the side of BLG, I think the player to watch, and this is definitely to note, is Duck Journal. They murked Trev for an official as a stand-in against Ascension. And I feel like Trev on BLG is definitely up and coming, and he's not as experienced compared to other players in Prem in the server, but the multi-kill potential on this kid is insane. On the scrim, on the official he played against Ascension, he was getting at least 3Ks just behind them, just causing chaos. So one player to watch is definitely Trev, seeing what he can get up in the behind and just flanking them and randomly just popping off getting a 3K. Because it's just all of a sudden, he probably won't say, well, he's not the most vocal player, but he'll just run in, and then next minute it's like, you see on your kill feed, 3 players are like, what the fuck, what happened, you know? He's like a player, but also I do want to see what the soldiers can do as well on BLG, especially on these mids and sack plays. I know Tachyon and Sheep, both very, very good soldiers. Obviously, Sheep probably more known for his scout, but general mechanics and soldier, he's definitely well-rounded at.
Yeah, he's a beast on pretty much every class you put him on, but I do want to just shout out quickly to the other scout on BLG, Hungry for X. I've been ranting about this guy for years. I don't know if he's heard it, but like since he came, like started playing the game, that dude is like insane. I don't know, something about like the way he plays is not like super flashy, but it's very consistent. He constantly is in the spot he needs to be. You probably can't hear me because I'm on the video broadcast, but I'm snapping my fingers. He's very, very good. But what about the other team? I mean, there's obviously a lot of crazy names on there. Like Fane's one that I'm scared of.
I feel like I say the other team, you look at players like Elmo off-classing, I guess Wills with Combo Scout, seeing what he can do. Obviously, I know he likes to do his get aggressive sometimes and everything, but also, you're right, Fane and Alt probably to watch out for. But Duck Journal is where I feel like it's, more rounded, essentially. Like, it's anyone can pop off, not anyone, sorry, everyone sort of works really well together, but then the side of BLG, it's, you can see Trev randomly pop off, or one of their, like, you know, like, put it this way, a star player pop off, like being Trev, or even like your soldiers pop off, essentially. And especially Hungry as well, what you mentioned about his combo scout. Him and Atted obviously previously played on a few teams, I think 2 seasons ago, and they work really well together, especially the style and how they want to play. But I guess, obviously, we'll be going live a bit soon. Predictions quickly for Metalworks.
Oh, mate, I could not possibly predict this one. But I tell you what, we have gone live. You're actually bang on. So what's your prediction before we get into this mid?
Look, I will probably go BLG 4-1.
BLG 4-1 on Metalworks.
Yeah, I see them.
He's insane. He's so keen. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is round 1 coming into this first map on Metalworks. You can see both teams just sort of posturing off against each other. I've said posturing every cast I've ever done, I think. Elmo getting very, very deep. Does end up having to back out a little bit, but they have so much control of the map on the side of Duck Journal here. They are kind of getting stuffed on a little bit with players in behind there. Elmo being the first player to go down at this point. We do see Tachyon in with a nice big bomb onto the medic. The medic takes a pipe as well after getting the pack. But it's looking pretty grim for the Duck Journal fellas here. They have lost their medic. They've lost a few other players. It's just Wills catching a pipe to the mouth. Does end up taking out the demo man, but not quite enough to make it happen. Daz managing to take out Wills there, and it does end up being a bit of a team wipe. Good lord.
They're already on to last as well. That's why that mid fight was... And Sheep's already on the point. He's already getting cap time. I think this is just round. Okay.
Yeah, that is round.
Yeah, that was very quick, and that shows you how fast they're going. Immediately, they start secking the point, send the place a second, get control. Full Uberad as well, but also Sayo just sort of got forced out. He ate a pipe and just sort of sat in Valley and just couldn't get any space or spam. And that sort of collapsed on their mid, and then obviously Dogro eating spam as well, obviously hitting a nice surf, but then eating the damage in the end. And yeah, BLG, really convincing round. Really fast round as well.
Yeah, I mean, that mid took so long. They managed to hold the control there for so long. They're looking like they're ready to do it again. However, the first frag has gone down. Fane and the Demo Man both going down there. There's so much control this time. In fact, with Elmo caught behind, this is a really grim spot to be in if you are Duck Journal. They are trying to get their medic out. There's so many players in there trying to make it happen. Tachyon going to go down for this one, I believe. Does get a rocket off onto the scout, which is going to give the rest of his team time to entry into second. They do have their Ubers here. Both teams, I believe, they're they're only 70%. God, this round is quick. Good lord, I was counting in my head and stuffed it. Yeah, look, this is going to be a bit of a reset actually. That was a strong mid though, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And look, the way BLG, they're playing so quick. They're just not letting Duck Journal any breathing room. They're going so quick, but at least Duck Journal finally have some control. And I guess BLG 70% Uber probably we're going a little bit too fast and obviously slowing back down. But now, yeah, back to square one, stalemate, and at least Duck Journal can chill. As I said, though, we do see a bit of a sack attempt coming in by the side of Tachyon. Unfortunately, nothing to call of. And looks like actually a force as well coming out from the side of BLG. So that's really, really good by the side of Duck Journal. And yeah, full Uberad. So at least now they sort of stabilize and finally have some advantage.
Yeah, dude, Elmo manages to slip through that lower area, just get the force straight out of the medic. They were not ready for it, and they're looking really aggressive here. They have lost Fane in the back end, but they've split this team up really, really crazy. There are players on second, though. The back cap has commenced. The Uber, I believe, has come out with the soldier getting onto the med there. That is a stupid force. They should not get away with that one, bro.
I'm a bit confused. Well, now that's just 60 ad for the side of BLG. And Dogro actually falling down, taking a bit of spam, but I think he should be okay here. Duck Journal will get point, but playing at this ad now, this is a bit tricky. And yeah, I think they're just going to try spam and just, just deny them to come into mid, basically. Gain control in the house, and they are grinding as hard as they can. But BLG, I feel like, yeah, they're making a move, and it looks like Valley is the call, and they do spot the combo of Duck Journal here, and Daz getting behind. Can he catch anything? Unfortunately, doesn't manage to catch Elmo there, but Ubers, I think, are just going to even out, though.
Yeah, it was a nice aggro play getting in the middle there, but they have lost a massive, massive Uber ad. They have actually used really early in the second here. I'm not sure if they know that they've lost that ad. The counter Uber does come through. They pick up Elmo in the midst of all the Uber, but they are absolutely stuffed here in this alleyway. Atten trying to get out, does go down in the end. Trev getting quite a bit of damage on one of the soldiers. This is a very scrappy fight on all ends. Both soldiers in here for BLG. Nice big damage onto the med, taking out Dog roll there, finally, and we've got 2-on-2 here, but with the scout on the side of BLG, they might actually be on a little bit of an advantage here, able to get in. They have lost that one soldier in the lobby area. They have actually picked him up. Daz with a nice big pipe to actually make that one happen. And Fane's just caught behind. They are still trying for this point. It's still a crazy fight going on. They pick up Elmo. They pick up Fane. And the fight has ceased. That is 3 players up. Tiny bit of Uberad. Well, tiny bit. 20-odd%. And they're pushing into last, Ghost.
Yeah, I mean, they Fane stuck behind whatever, but then Elmo, they just sort of start trickling, I feel like, because their spawners are up, and now BLG just on point. Oh, that point, sorry, is almost captured, and this should be around, but I think BLG making a smart call. Yep, playing the ad, and yeah, Doggerel dying as well there, and full Uber ad. I feel like Elmo going in wasn't necessary. They already had one play behind, and I feel like they're just not stabilizing as much. And obviously now Elmo onto the NG, and yeah, trying to defend that last point for DLI. That is now coming up, and hopefully this is a round for the side of BLG, full Uber ad. I hope they don't screw it up.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is a full Uber ad push into last. There is a couple of off-classes. Will on the sniper. Will's on the sniper. Come on, make something happen. I've been yapping about these sidelines. The Uber comes through on that left-hand side entry. They have managed to take out that gun nice and early. They picked up Fane as well. They have lost a couple players for their efforts here. Will's now up on heavy. The point is so capped. They have to get on it. They can't leave it now. Will's managing to pick up so many. Tachyon on the point. Just Elmo against him. Here we go. We still see the fighting. Atom getting in there himself. Good lord. That is so stupid.
Why can't Wills do this in Heavy and Highlander? Will's Heavy and Highlander is an interesting experience, but anyway, that's just so messy, and I feel like Duck Journal, like, they're actually defending well, but that's just unfortunate. Elmo just not playing the point there. Like, I don't know what more can you say. Actually just fucking distracting me. Sorry for my language. But new mid now, Sassy, you'll take us away.
It's so bizarre. Atten just able to get a couple of quick melees in, get a bit of fear of the gods into Elmo there, cap the point. First crack on this mid going down immediately. The demo man, I believe. Oh no, the scout, I've lied. But I tell you what, there's not really much to cast here. It's just a lot of fighting going on, and it's looking like a fight that has not ended the way of BLG's intentions. Not only has Duck Journal managed to secure the mid, they've also got their mid with full advantage.
Yeah, BLG wiping as well, and this is finally Duck Journal have some control, and now they are full Uberad. Sheep on the sniper, though, is something to watch for, and definitely who's known for his sniper already. See if we can find an angle. Unfortunately, no one is willing to give him that shot. Trev now on the NG as well, so we do see off-classes coming out. And Hungry on Pyro as well, so now we're playing some Highlander.
Yeah, and on top of that, if our cameraman looks up on the free cam, he might notice one demo man floating around in the sky like a little greasy gremlin. The Uber does come out. I don't think they've seen that demo man yet. He's got the traps on the point. It's just a very defensive play. The Uber has been faded. The demo man,
oh my god!
He managed to pick up two with his traps, and it's a great defense. It's just the medic who is actually going into the last in an attempt to make something happen, but does go down. That's such an awesome spot.
He was in a skybox. He was in like a skybox. I think I know where he was, right? Above point.
Yeah, he was up on top of the window, like on the big hut. That's insane.
I mean, Hungry on Pyro was just denying half that Uber, and they just rendered useless. Like, it's a really well-rounded defense by side of BLG, and now full Uberad slowly making their way into mid. Elmo in a nice spot, doesn't get cleared, and he's actually stuck behind.
Definitely going to be able to cap
actually.
And they're getting too aggressive. They were ready to go straight on forward. We do see Fane on the middle as well, just trying to slow him down a little bit. I think this back cap could actually do it. Elmo does end up going down, but it slowed them down quite a bit. And it's going to be difficult to use this Uber advantage here unless they pick up a couple more players. It's not looking excellent for them. They might be able to collect second off this one. They have picked up one of the soldiers. The Uber has been used as well. The Force, I suppose, came through, but I think they just wanted to do something with the Uber while they could. They are going to pick up a second player, which I think I've said this on previous casts. There was those old videos by Marxist talking about like game concepts, and he was like, if you pick up two with an Uber, it's good. But I tell you what, it's not looking good for them now. The counter Uber does come through, pushes them off second, but I tell you what, that Uber did not pick up two players, and it's looking a lot worse for Duck Journal here.
I was about to say, you talk about the Syria, but sorry, as I said, Daz actually getting taken out. Atten, oh my god, dodging to save. Oh my, Atten is, he's just getting run out, and he's down, and as it's now getting really scrappy, and players actually getting tagged down incredibly low for the side of BLG here. And this is just non-stop action here. Hungry's in, does take down Sayer there, but does finally get traded out. And now just Daz finally respawning, and the fight does end in Duck Journal's favor. Very scrappy, but as we mentioned earlier, Elmo delaying it, and then obviously Atten forcing it, getting just one, but then the side of Duck Journal popping at Uber doesn't get anything. However, though, they do win that fight in the end, which sort of matters, and at least Doggerel now having full Uber ad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a disgusting advantage that they have here. There are a lot of ways that you can sort of screw up a team trying to push in here. That's not one of them, losing Sheep on the Roma there, just trying to make something happen in that lobby area. So I'm interested how they want to push this one with the full Uber at them, because I think if they're smart, they don't want to use here, but there is a gun on second.
This is some tech as well. This gun is getting spotted, and should get taken out. But yeah, a little bit of an anti-bullshit gun, I feel like, for Soul to deny. But now this Uber ad, they need to go quick with it. It is fading very quickly. Atten is building really well with Hungry, and they need to go fast. And I think that is the call. It is being spotted now by the side of BLG. Hungry back on the Pyro, just reflecting. Nice reflect onto Alt there, and that's their push done. And that is just Wills and Doggerel left.
They did not even get to use.
I mean, they still have Uber, thank God for that, but now it's a bit, most likely is now going to be a trade scenario here on mid, I feel, for the side of Duck Journal.
I think Duck Journal needs to be very, very cautious here. They've only got 3 players up. They've just got a couple of spawns. Their mech gets jumped on early. They have used Uber very, very early. They picked up nothing for that one so far. They're trying to get into that lobby area, but they're unable to make it happen. The rest of the BLG players are now coming in from that alleyway area. They're in very, very deep. Hungry for Eggs looking keen for a solo Uber here. Atten there with him, but I don't think they're going to be using him. I think this is just a free mid, reconsolidate, and get the heck into second. They picked up 3 players and all that.
What are you doing? Oh my god!
Wow.
Okay,
He's bold,
nice dodging
man.
by Atten, almost drops there, but milks it, and they still have Uber, which is good. And now they're on second, and the guns get spot does get taken out here. And I feel like BLG can definitely, from the success they're having, I feel like this is definitely the round conversion. But then again, as I say that, they're building well on the side of Duck Journal, Uber coming up, and I think BLG do realize that, and they're taking a lot really quickly here. And
yeah, they're getting straight in there, but they have faffed about quite a bit. If this push takes a little while, which with the gun there doing so much damage to that Uber, they haven't actually been able to do very much here. It's getting closer and closer to Uber for the side of Duck Journal, but they are just defending this one without the Uber. The Memo does in so deep on the med, and Sheep manages to come through, pick up the medic on 99% Uber. The fight is still going. It is looking like a defense here that they're going to get away with. Atten sprinting away. Stop looking back, mate. You run faster going forwards. Come on.
And he just wants to get the DM, but anyway, regardless though, yeah. Meets up with Trev there, and yeah. Doggerel dying on 99 is so unfortunate, and you can tell just by the endless sort of like aggression and just sacking by the BLG, it's like despite losing players, it's working, and Atten staying alive. 50% Uber ad, okay? You have Uber, you have ad, job done. And now they'll just slowly retake second, which they are through the valley position. Atten dies to a trap by Sayo, and now they're the out for the side of the Duck Journal.
Yeah, she
okay,
in very picking up the med.
And the shovel by Sheep.
Managing to pick up all of that is insane. He's on 50 health against Vayne here. They're both down fairly low. Dude, like, Sheep is just such a bizarre player, dude. He scares me, you know?
He just smacks him with the shovel, and then Atten dies to a
freaky
okay.
robot.
BLG just send it, and then you get Doggerel, and now 30 ad for the side of BLG.
He's like a freaky robot or something. It's like everything he does just sort of works out. It's absolutely nuts. Yeah. I have no words.
I mean, Sheep, he's playing really well, and he's just getting these med picks. I'm curious to see how many med picks he gets in the end, but now BLG sort of stabilizing, just waiting for this Uber, and I think that's the call, which is in their house or lobby position, whatever you want to call this. But yeah, Uber now coming shortly for BLG.
Oh, yeah. Look, they have actually used there on that second area. They have tried to get in. They picked up a couple of gamers. 2 again. It's looking pretty good. There is still the counter Uber looking like it's going to come out, but they pick up a 3rd player. Alt going down. That's actually going to give them the entry that they need here, even with this Uber advantage on the side of Duck Journal. They end up forcing quite early Sheep in there very, very deep. And we do see the medic having to use there just to keep his players alive. They pick up 1 player in the counter over there. Yeah. And with this, what's that, 30 dis, roughly? That's enough to push for BLG. So Look, we can see Duck Journal getting very, very aggressive here, out onto that second area. A lot of damage onto Daz. They're looking to pick him up. They do manage to pick up that Demo Man. That'll probably slow him down. Will's out there on his lonesome, does end up getting fragged. And we see so many players wrapping around behind. It's really only Fane here, but they have picked up the medic. Oh, God. Fane trying desperately to get back to that last area, not able to make it happen. Players on the point, no one spawning. Fane stuck in lobby, and that is it. Round 3. Going the way of BLG.
Yeah, the wrap by Tachyon there, just collapsing on him and the damage onto the med. And then, obviously, Adding getting taken out, it's whatever, but then just the amount of picks they were getting, and then just Fane left, he's sort of stuck in lobby. He needs to decide whether to fight the guys in lobby or go to the last point. And yeah, BLG with a really nice round conversion. Daz almost dying on rollout.
He's keen. He's very, very keen. We just see how actually they're a little bit quicker. And we do see BLG getting very, very aggro, trying to take that lobby area. A nice mid here with both teams playing quite passive. Elmo being the first to go down is probably all they need to make this happen. Sheep was in there nice and deep. The medic has gone down as a result of that damage. It's really just Fane left here. Everyone else is dead, and he's fleeing, and so he should. Oh boy, Tachyon in so deep. Being able to clean that one up.
Nice pipe from one of the soldiers, and yeah, Pegame gets taken out. And this is fully Brad. As I said though, look how fast they're going. Oregon second. They'll leave one to Cap, but as I said though, we do have ult on the Huntsman sniper, as I should say, and now heavy as well. And point getting captured now, fully Brad. I think they can definitely just run it in. However, just be careful with the Huntsman. You know how. No, he switched off back to Soldier, sorry. I was going to say, if he's on the Huntsman, that hitbox is absolutely atrocious, I was going to say. But fully Brad, let's see what they choose
Huntsman
to do.
on this map's good. You can stand on that lower ground and like arc it over into the doorway. It's kind of crazy. But the Uber comes through. We do see Daz in very, very deep, nice and early. Pretty much everyone's still in spawn. They're all getting shredded one by one. I think we know how this one ends. But here we go. Elmo on the heavy. And I've played Highlander with Elmo on heavy. He's pretty good. He does go down, but he picked up a couple of gamers. It's just Will's in the med. Will's down very, very low. The med unable to get to him. Atten coming through with yet another bloody melee attack to take out that player.
Dombo again, 99% Uber, not getting at that last minute.
Close.
So unlucky.
Yeah, it's insane.
I mean, this is just BLG. I'll be honest, this is just BLG dominance, and then and then Daz here now, yeah, with a little bit of a quicker rollout, and doesn't die. That's good. But anyway, could be the final mid.
Yeah, look, this could be it. And with 7 minutes left on the map, I can't imagine it's going to go too much longer. But the mid has commenced. Both teams looking a bit more passive even now. We do see Elmo playing around on that low ground. Both soldiers in now. They pick up one of those soldiers. They pick up two of those soldiers. It's looking so much better for Duck Journal Junkies here. They've picked up Trev. They've picked up Sheep. They've picked up Tachyon. And I think that's all they need to get moving here. They've even got a little bit of an ad because they've built a little bit more effectively. Daz does go down very low. Fane was so keen on this one. I think we're going to see the sort of aggression that we need to see out of these guys to try to take this one. They're fighting in that lobby area.
Yeah, and Uber now coming up on both sides here, so does BLG choose to defend second, or are they going to play the last one, which looks like the last one is the call. But thing is though, Duck Journal need to make the move. They are effectively, 4 rounds down, so many. Oh, Dog eating a pipe and forcing today, actually! So, yeah, never mind. I think it's a retreat and get back to second and probably get out of that point as well, because now it's fully with this for the side of Duck Journal. But I just want to note something on mid. The amount of damage Daz was doing on that previous mid was ridiculous. He's just getting one stick or one pipe onto the make, and then Dogger has to play passively, and then for Duck Journal's mids almost over have to play passively. But now BLG aggressing onto the second point and not needing to use, which is another good positive out of that. And I say that Fane getting taken down, and yeah, still having ads. So curious to see what they can do with this.
Yeah, I mean, look, they picked up 3 gamers here. They picked up so many people, just able to push like straight on through. We actually see Duck Journal Junkies making a smart play, just getting straight back out the second. They'll probably have Uber in time for this. They've got a couple of forward spawns as well. They might even get the last 2 on second. No, not quite. But we do see Daz in nice and deep, all ready to counter. Uber comes through. Both teams having used here. Daz jumping all the way out there. It's a very aggressive Uber out of Duck Journal Junkies here. It's actually looking like they're quite disconnected here. They have lost their med, but the med's down on the other side. It's just very bizarre, all of this. But a little bit of extra players on the side of Duck Journal Junkies here. They pick up Sheep. It's just Daz. I've seen him do some magic with those pipes, but not this time. That is a good defense as they start to push back into the middle here.
Yeah, and something else to note as well is Hungry getting dropped in that Uber by BLG, not ideal. I feel like it probably was a trade call, but then sort of Trev and Hungry were both in it, and unfortunately Atten just couldn't save Hungry in time. And then obviously at the end there, Duck Journal took advantage of it and sort of collapsed on it. But as I said, Atten actually has a good amount of ad actually, so I don't know if he knows, but see if he will spot the side of obviously Dog Dog the medic there. But as I said, BLG getting aggressive, and Duck Journal obviously losing 2 players now, and Mech now, another player getting taken out, so Duck Journal now need to be really careful. They're just getting overwhelmed. Will's nice job taking out Trev, defending his medic here, but I feel like, yeah, they just need back class at this point, and just hope they get Uber for the God's sake, and not die on 99%, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, they've only got to get another 5%, they're happy. Hold on, 100%, just in time for the counter Uber. They managed to use without losing any players here. We do see quite a bit of defense going on. They pick up Tachyon, just caught a little bit in there. Fame getting pretty keen, does have to back out. They're actually pushing in pretty deep with the heavy into that lobby area. Just trying to force some damage through, make them things happen, but the constant push and pull of aggression from Daz, like, they can't keep a heavy at lobby. That's insane.
Yeah, and now again, it's basically back to square one, but BLG just have so much control, and as I said earlier, just putting an amount of pressure and just like playing so aggressive into the side of Duck Journal is just like, there's no breathing room for them. But now, Ubers are going to even out shortly. You ult on the heavy, sorry. And yeah, I mean, Duck Journal need to make a move, obviously. BLG have full control. They're 4 rounds up. They can just chill and play for any conflict they really want to in this rate.
Daz's inherent understanding of like when to aggress and when not to is insane. Big old double sack onto the med there, not quite able to get the force out of dog roll, but Blue's medic dropped. Fane managing to get in through that back end, pick up so many players. It's only 2 players left. Daz going down right at the tail end of that fight. It's only 1 scout left. Dude, Ult's pushing forward.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you see a fat.
Oh dear.
You see how he's running at you with a shotgun. It's like, oh shit.
Oh dear. Not good.
Hungry in chat. Why isn't Will's heavy?
Good question. It is a good question.
Highlander meme. But anyway, as I said, the force coming out from the side of Duck Journal and a sentry gun on mid. Yeah, that's definitely what you want from the side of BLG. Now having 30% Uber ad. Ult still on this heavy, so he needs to make this work. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I know that they're trolling, right? Like I'm not gonna lie to everyone. They're trolling. Like, they're running a heavy. Come on. But weirdly, I think it's a good play because they're just getting crumbled by the amount of like just aggression that keeps coming out. But it keeps coming out in 1s and 2s. So having that heavy might stabilize some of that aggression and give them what they need to actually come back against it. It's kind of it's a weird
terrible
one.
To be honest. But Uber that's popped out and. Did they get anything? I don't think so.
They missed the heavy.
Yeah.
They've lost the heavy. The heavy's still on there dealing so much damage to it.
That works out. It's popped out. They didn't clear the corner.
The heavy pick.
That works though. Like, Tomislav? I mean, he's pretty accurate from distance.
I hate this game so much, man. That's crazy.
And Elma getting Elma getting Sheep as well in the end there, and now finally Duck Journal have at least some control and have ad. So can they finally get a round on the board? That's the question.
Well, look, that round on the board coming into this like banning config time could actually be really good for them. 30 seconds left on the clock before it hits that sort of sudden death mode for them. Daz, very aggro here. They're going to pick up Daz, and they've got this bit of Uber. That could actually be what they need to get in here. They're 80% now. If they start poking now, they don't have any traps to fear. Here we go. This is actually looking very good for them. Sheep does get in nice and deep, unable to make it happen. Tachyon coming in through behind. 2 rockets clean onto Fame. The Uber does get used. They're in. They're unable to make much happen. We do see Hungry for Eggs back up on that Pyro. So much cap time.
Hey!
And that's it. With 1 second left on the clock, they pick up their first round. So that is 4-1 as we go into the banny config time here, which means, Ghost, look me in the eyes. This is the worst thing.
My camera's
going to go so long.
But I don't know.
I was doing this one. I was saying, look me in the eyes.
Oh, Mitch is finally put on the stream. But
away again. It's doing this shit.
Anyway, new mid.
That was all.
I mean,
new mid.
They need 3 rounds to win this. And then obviously now Duck Journal actually getting to mid pretty quickly, I should say that. And now...
Picking up the first player.
Pyro! And again, Dogro getting taken out. And again, you said, as you know, they're definitely trolling. We can't deny that. And
but weirdly,
it's getting down to the wire and Hungry on Pyro. He's actually no wait.
Oh dude, no. Oh dude. I mean, it's gotta be Pyro.
Wait. Wolves might be dead.
Did he die? He burnt? He burns out right in front of the health pack. That's awesome. This game is devolving, bro. This is devolving really badly.
They actually win the mid kinda, but now re-aggression coming up from Duck Journal. I think it was that. I can't tell. Anyway, regardless, re-aggression coming from Duck Journal. Boomers are practically even there, and Daz getting some nice damage onto the soldier there, and now players getting tagged incredibly low for the side of Duck Journal. 3 players getting tagged down. Dogro extremely weak, probably having to back out there. And yeah, BLG reaching the point with relative ease, and Hungry actually getting taken out though, so they're really down.
Yeah, Fane's stuck behind, but this soldier coming around behind in that alleyway. 2 clean rockets, takes out the medic in midair. Very, very fresh. Tachyon unable to make that one happen. It's a very, very scrappy fight. Sheep does finally go down at the tail end of it. It is just... Yeah, no. Alt dead. And that's probably going to be round. Full Uberad pushing already into second now. They're probably going to get very aggro yet again. It's only a med and a sniper here on the side of Duck Journal.
Sniper, here we go. Can you go anything?
This could be... He could make something happen. He really could make something happen.
Do something useful. I know his Highland is very questionable on some certain classes, but we'll see what happens. No one's peeking, and yeah, fully Brad for side of BLG. I think they're just going to play it pretty stock standard, which they are, using through this main door here, and that heavy getting focused immediately and getting taken out in the process.
Yeah, so much damage. They've got a little bit of time on the point, but there's still traps on there that they don't want to get on. Traps finally dead, and that is the cap. 5-1. BLG able to take that one right off the bat. Or, sorry, I should say their full name. BLG FMCL E-Witness Brian Lander Lugger Light Black. Taking the...
It sounds like you're saying...
I sound like I'm having a fit.
No, I was going to say, I don't know if you've been watching F1 Drive to Survive. It sounds like you're saying the Mercedes name.
No.
Petronas.
I try to avoid all F1 content. You know, it's bad for you emotionally, and God hates it.
I was going to say, yeah, like prediction-wise, I'm kind of close. Actually, very dominating by the side of BLG. And I assume we'll be getting logs shortly up on your screen, which they are now. Sheep 27 kills. Oh my god, having a game on Soldier. One thing to note is I'm looking at the logs now, and then Sheep 7 med picks. That is insane.
Yeah.
And I need to go to the toilet, so I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okie Fair enough, brother. Well, look, even looking at the rest of the stats, like just going off damage stats alone, I mean, it sort of tells the story. You've got Daz, Sheep, and Tachyon right at the top there. All 3 of the splash, like projectile classes, on the side of BLG there, just doing a sort of insurmountable amount of damage. And really, like, especially on those mids, you could see it happening. They were really locking players out, zoning them out, like, pretty aggressively, just so much damage going into them. But yeah, no, you're exactly right, Ghost. I know you're not here right now, but some gamers going on here. Will's going 30 for 14. Is not nothing to sneeze at. That's 2.1 KD. Cheering. Absolutely did his absolute best there. But yeah, no, a very interesting game. Just having a quick look at the med stats before we move on to aggressively. I can see that, Atten, they lost a few more advantages, but I think it's safe to say that they were absolutely using those a bit more effectively. You can see the heal spread pretty standard on both teams. Like, honestly, it's like within tiny percentage points of each other. But I think a lot of that might come down to the fact that BLG had so much control of the game that they were able to pump a tiny bit more heal into their demo and blah blah blah. But yeah, no, very interesting game. And going into the next map here, going into product, I'm actually interested how that'll play out, because obviously Metalworks, a very stupid and bad map. But product, also a stupid and bad map, but in a very different way.
Yeah,
now,
I mean, I think
we're
BLG...
playing King of the Hill, and there is no propane. There's no propane to be had. So it's going to be a classic King of the Hill Team Fortress game, which is
I feel like BLG...
What else does anyone look forward to?
This sort of benefits... I feel like the way BLG are playing, this benefits them really well. Just, if you want to look at the previous game as well from the log, sorry, obviously I went to the toilet and drank a lot of water.
Yep, I get you.
Like BLG, just the amount of damage everyone was putting out, especially the demo diff, is quite big. I just want to point that out, sorry. It was very big, and then like Will's obviously dropping 30 hits, whatever, but then the rest of his team just unfortunately just getting shut down. I mean, there's nothing else to really say.
While you were away, what I was saying was that the amount of damage coming out of the players on BLG there,
it's insane, right?
It's almost impossible to sort of come back from that. You just get so zoned out on the mid. But I have been informed by a reliable informer that Wills is informing us that Elmo is very sick. He did mention that in the chat earlier. I just didn't want to bring it up. But
that could be a reason why as well, like Elmo having,
Yeah, and that's my blood brother, bro. I've sworn membership to his family for life. However, I'm also being informed by a little birdie sitting in my ears here that while the players sort some stuff out, we're just going to throw to a very, very quick break. I think it'll be quite quick. So sit tight. We'll be right back. The point is, we were just waiting for the players to sort out one merc there. Gotaki is stepping in for Elmo, so a bit more of a newer player, but I would say a really good one. Yeah, he's not bad. He's quite good.
I mean, Elmo, unfortunately, having to step out because of illness. I think I understand as well. He's just doing what he can, despite the circumstances. But now Gotaki's in, so hopefully changes things around. But again, obviously, summing out a player very last minute, definitely not ideal. And you're curious to see what they can do in these circumstances. However, though, Gotaki, though, I guess it should be okay. I don't think it should be a big difference. Anything just go crazy in DM. But let's see if Duck Journal can turn it around.
Yeah, so, ladies and gentlemen, going live into Map 2. This is ozfortress Autumn 2025, Season 42. We're into the second map of this one in Round 5, BLG and Duck Journal. It's looking like a potential BLG win, but we'll see what Duck Journal has to say about it coming into this first fight on the point. We see a nice big bomb out of both soldiers, taking quite a bit of attention, while Trev follows up with a frag, takes out the other way's Demo Man, and it's looking like a fairly dominant round out of BLG here. They're getting pretty aggro. We do see Fane in behind as usual. We haven't seen a lot of that last map. Does go down. Hungry for Eggs goes down to Fane, but 2 frags coming out the other way, including the medic, means that it's all for naught.
Yeah, Fane behind as well, seeming to get onto Atten. Atten just dodging and weaving, dying a 99% Uber, and that's actually what you want. And now, Doggo just spawning up now, so at least he has a slight ad, and looks like a side, actually, as I say, at the side of BLG just going in and just sort of going crazy and just cleaning up whatever frags need to be done. Atten only just coming up now, so he is at a slight disadvantage. Hungry just spotting where they are. But BLG have done a roster shake-up for those unaware. Trev is now on demo. He can play that class, and he's very good at it. And Daz on scout, so this could be interesting.
Yeah, while we were off air, I was ranting at Ghost about how good Daz is, so we'll see what sort of difference this makes. Daz taking out Alt, who was deep onto the med there, does end up losing his medic to Fane in there behind again. Fane able to take out both the scout and the medic there. It's only a couple more players still in there trying to take out Dogroll, but not able to make it happen. Dogroll getting back to get a pack, and the point has been capped. So Duck Journal finally starting to run the clock down.
Yeah, Duck Journal finally have some sort of control, as I should say, but as I said, now forward hold looks like it's the play by Duck Journal, and Hungry now on the Pyro, Doggerel popping the Uber there, so having to force it, and Atten just legging it back to spawn, and yeah, just Hungry getting taken out, sorry, and obviously Sheep, and yeah, Atten now with 50% Uber ad. This is the first time Duck Journal, I guess, have some sort of control in this map, but as I said, now Tachyon trying to break through this grass position on their side of the map, but Duck Journal still holding this really aggressive defense.
I do think this is the right play out of Duck Journal here, because if they can try to get a force out as the med comes in, Gotaki in very, very deep, gets quite a bit of damage, not quite able to convert that into a frag. So that's essentially just a 4-man, the medic fleeing, no one with him. This is quite poor, actually. Losing your med here would be... Oh, what a surf to get away. Good lord. Yeah, losing your medic there would have been quite poor, but that's fine. You can treat that like your 5-man sack, I guess, and start coming back out to do things. Look, the timer's a lot for them here. It's sort of on their side here. Gotaki in very, very deep trying to get that force out. They do actually get the force in.
Hello? Oh, I think Snazzy has cut out there, but as I say that though, yeah, the force comes out from the side of BLG, sorry, so a really nice sack wave coming out from Duck Journal here, and now BLG still having the point, but playing in the Uber discount now, so Duck Journal do have Uber, and they should be able to just retake the point here with a relative ease there. Bit of aggression coming out from their cliffside here. Daz trying to get up to China, doesn't actually choose to jump out. Doggerel getting taken out by the side of Tachyon and Sheep taking out Doggerel there, and plays actually incredibly low for the side of Duck Journal. As I said, that's also Sega getting taken out, and now 40% ad for the side of BLG here, and then you see a flank play coming out from Wills. Wills getting taken out as well. Nice pipe by Trev there, and BLG holding on to the point, and yeah, nice defense and nice play onto their med, onto Doggerel there on the side of Duck Journal. BLG committing onto Doggerel there. Now the Duck Journal opting to push out from this cliff position for the moment here, and BLG all grouped up on point, coming up with Uber here, and we do see crits coming out from the side of Duck Journal, so you're curious to see how Seo can utilize his crits, obviously known for these sort of crits plays, but Uber getting popped out now from the side of BLG here, going aggressive. Can they catch anything? They do manage to catch. They actually don't get anything. Sorry, they get Gotaki there, but they actually lose 3 players for it, as I should say that. And Doggerel living with 80% crits, and now crits out to the side of Duck Journal Junkies. Yeah, they're just backing out to spawn. I think they know this. And Hungry on the Pyro now. Sorry, Hungry onto Scout, as I should say. My apologies. And we have Sheep on Sniper, so obviously known for Sniper. As I said, Trev actually gets getting taken out. However, though, Tread coming up from the side of BLG, able to take down Wills there, and Soldiers going in. Players getting taken out incredibly low, and Duck Journal popping that crits here, and doing, oh my god, the Skybox Lawn coming out. Holy god. They managed to at least get some kills with those crits, and now Uber Ad coming out from the side of BLG here, forcing out the crits there, and my god, that sort of got launched incredibly high there. Alt trying to go behind there, playing up on China, and BLG taking aggression onto grass here, now going through their main to the area, playing behind point, and now with Uber here, Hungry getting taken out in the process there. Uber still hasn't been popped by the side of BLG. Players actually getting taken down, and BLG though, however, they are getting the picks and able to just retake the point here. Atten just following his scout here, and obviously popping on that soldier, and a sack plate coming out from the side of Duck Journal. Atten able to move the Uber, and point getting captured, and time as well in the favor of BLG. So they just use this Uber defensively, and it should be first round going to the side of BLG here. Uber now coming up, and they're just going aggressive. They're just not letting any space for the side of Duck Journal. Uber getting popped out, and Demo's still alive, actually, I was just saying that, and finally gets taken out. Just Wills as well. Daz with a 3K, and really, really good cleanup from the side of BLG, and that's the first round going to them there. Really, really convincing. Obviously, a few mishaps there, but otherwise, very, very clean overall. Yeah, first round going to the side of BLG. Trev, Demo's working out very well. Obviously, talking about Daz earlier during that break, but a really, really good rollout here coming out from Trev, just playing under cliff. Both teams getting a little bit of spam, nothing too crazy yet. Soldiers spamming each other from cliff to concrete here. And we do see a pyro, so this actually changes things. Hungry can play close to the combo and sort of play like a combo scout sort of role, basically. Hungry just going to be reflecting rockets, basically, just playing anti-bullshit. Gotaki getting a bit aggressive on that connector sort of side there, and Hungry actually getting taken out, so that loses the pyro there, and Taken as well getting taken incredibly. Same with Daz as well. Players getting taken down. Bomb coming out from the side of BLG here, and all chasing. I believe, I'm not even sure what's all there. They all look the same, but there is a soldier stuck behind. I believe that should be Tachyon, which it is. He does get taken out, and Uber getting popped out on the side of Duck Journal, but actually nothing. But Uber gets forced out on the side of BLG in return here, and they do manage to get the point. As I say that though, as well, Duck Journal gets taken out in the process, so this is actually turning out really well for the side of BLG, despite getting forced and now having Uber at, and also the point, and Daz should be spawning up shortly. I don't think they'll deny him.
We have lost the control point.
Snazzy's still dead. Yeah, BLG now with 30% Uber ads, so able to chill on point. I feel like Duck Journal choosing to go Daz actually up on the sniper now, and yeah, they're still staying on the Uber. Daz on sniper, so Hungry staying on the scout here, so you see what Daz can do on the sniper. Hungry getting taken out, so now Atten actually loses that protection from his scouts, obviously, and actually so Attacken also gets taken out, so just Daz sort of still stuck on sniper. He needs to get something done with it. Playing from that cliff position, does take a little bit of damage onto the scout there, onto Will, sorry, and now getting forced out by a soldier. He's getting a bit of no scope damage onto him, and trying to spot the demo, does spot the players out, does see a demo, does take the demo there as a sniper, trying to get onto Will's, no pick onto Will's, unfortunately, does put the soldier onto the cliff there, and is that a Snazzy I hear in the background? Oh, that's just not ideal.
You might just, I'm not sure if it's properly use my note spot. But yeah, I have met at the streamer. See what's going on. That the first one did go the way of BLG.
That is correct indeed, and obviously, I'm not sure if it was server or not, but Daz was on sniper before, and he does get taken out of the process, but Sheep as well getting taken out, and Duck Journal now having full Uber ad as well. So finally, can they use this Uber to get any sort of control? Gotaki getting tagged in crew below, Seo just sending it in, and Daz actually get taken out, and this Uber, do they choose to use it? And sorry, behind him, Doggerel actually drops Hungry for Eggs. Hungry for Eggs, can he get another one? Doesn't manage to get the third kill on point there, and that's a wipe for the side of Duck Journal, and BLG still staying alive, still with Daz on sniper, and oh my god, like, BLG just, even with one scout, like, they're playing incredibly well, and Doggerel just getting wrapped around from behind, and yeah, BLG just having a field day on product. I'm hoping, Stazzy, you're alive. I can see you moving in the camera.
It's exciting stuff. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my whole computer's kind of freaking out a little bit, having lost power. Let me just get my Team Fortress open. We are all set.
It's not ideal, look, so I assume.
Oh my god, Daz with another massive sniper shot taking out Doggerel yet again. Yet again. Just when you think they've got a chance to come back in here, they're unable to make that happen because Daz is just pounding. He's pounding away.
Even
oh my lord.
And he does take down Seo as well. He's some nice shots, and then Atten milking for DIY Gotaki getting taken down in the process there, and still not using this Uber. Atten finally getting forced here, and yeah, Sackwave obviously sending 3, and then Daz getting another one onto ult there, and Daz still on sniper, and looks like the one scout on Hungry is working out pretty well. Daz is doing a good job just getting his picks, so I don't see why not to switch off.
Yeah, look, I mean, I wouldn't want to switch off either, but I got to be honest, you'd be happy with that turnout if you're Duck Journal there. You do actually get the force as long as you can keep your medic alive here as you come out. You might just be in with a chance to win. We do see a bunch of soldiers getting in very, very deep. Rogue Sheep managing to take out the demo man. This is some of the most bizarre fighting, but they picked up a couple of players. The sniper is still alive. Daz there does have so much damage onto him. There is a soldier still behind. Tachyon in that backside does pick up the demo man, and Hungry for Eggs going down as he goes in trying to get some aggression on there. But with this full Uber, they really need to start looking back, keeping an eye out for Tachyon. They know he's back there because he killed the demo man. But I've got to tell you, there is not a single person whose head is facing back that way. And here he comes now. Soldier in does manage to drop the medic. They've really got to look for that. They knew he was there.
Yeah, he's just stuck. I feel like it's calmed, yes, but Tachyon's just gets a demo, and now he's just stuck behind. He's just causing chaos. Daz still on the sniper here. Watching the connector, I don't know if there actually is anyone there. I don't think there is, and he now spots the soldier, so he's pre-aiming that. And then, yeah, BLG. Nice shot by Daz onto Sayer there, and Hungry, oh my god, just cleaning up frags, taking out Fane there, and time, obviously 15 seconds left as of now. Daz going really aggressive. Can he get a pick onto the medic here? Watching this tight doorway on Cliff. Doesn't see the medic, and BLG just holding forward, just pressuring him, not allowing Duck Jones to get to the point here, and this should be round 4.
Yeah, 2 rounds to BLG already, hey?
Yeah. To be honest, it's just players getting behind. Doggerel's already dropped twice to Tachyon and Hungry just behind. And I feel like the chaos is sort of not helping them, with BLG just playing so aggressively and also kind of chaotic, but it's working out in their favor. But as I said, could be the final round. Match and series point for the side of BLG. Hungry for eggs on the heavy.
Yeah, the heavy is a pretty aggressive maneuver here. Well, no, it's actually not. But you're sitting back, you're doing some... when I say aggressive in this instance, what I mean is, it's kind of fully yourself. You can make things happen. You don't think that he's actually quite aggressive. Speaking of aggression, they have managed to pick up the demo man. They picked up Sal there. They have lost 2 for it. They've lost both Tachyon and Sheep. And that might actually give them the entry that they need here. If they can focus down this heavy, which they've got a lot of damage onto him. There he goes. Hungry for Eggs finally going down. The Ubers have equalised here. Both teams have the Uber, and it looks like BLG want to take it in very aggressively. They have actually managed to get the force out. It's probably a little bit better for them with a couple of multis. Daz having to try to do some more fragging. He finally gets one. Just the med there. The rest of the players are coming forward to try to meet up. They have picked up everyone. It's just Alt who, man, if he survives here, I'll be shocked. He survives.
He's getting chased.
Oh, no, he's pretty keen. He's pretty keen.
Fire. He's on fire. Oh, he's out, skis.
He's sort of out. He's back on fire again. Speaking for which, Hungry for Eggs back on fire, just for those of you who didn't notice.
Yeah, I mean, despite the wipe, Asen actually getting tagged incredibly low in that post. Really nice build as well by Asen. But, yeah, obviously, slight ad actually for the side of Duck Journal, but Hungry for Eggs back on the fire. He's on 3 HP. And still alive and living. Does see the soldiers, does get a nice little detonator onto him, and he's out. He now has no HP. He's just going back to spawn to resup here and back onto the scout. So the pyro didn't work out too well. Oh, hang on a second. Onto the heavy. So,
how did he live there at all? That's wild. That's weird. That shouldn't be
now we
possible.
have Sheep on sniper. So Sheep's on the snipe. Hungry was playing Highlander and Small. And
oh, big old trap up on the cliff there to take out Tachyon. That actually might be what they need here. They do get very, very deep with the Uber now, trying to make something happen. Hungry for Eggs does manage to pick up Gotaki back on the point. They have lost their demo as well, losing Sal close to that main area. The Uberad is not that huge for the side of BLG, but they do have the sniper Sheep up on the sniper this time. And just like his namesake, he's a bit of a beast on it. He's getting quite turned around trying to make things happen, but this is just such a scrappy fight. Yeah, it's looking really good for BLG. I don't know how else to sum that one up.
I mean, Sheep's turned the snipe, and you know what you can do with sniper. Getting an angle onto the demo. Nice shot onto Sayo there. Unfortunately, getting run down by Gotaki here. Tachyon as well behind, and BLG able to get the point there. They do deny Sheep just for shits and giggles. Doesn't matter. They're still taking out players. Fane getting taken out, and now going aggressive here onto grass here. Tackling getting some nice damage onto the scout, being Wills. Wills getting taken out in the process. Atten as well with Ad as well. So BLG, I mean, despite how messy it is, have full control of this game. Atten actually getting taken out, sorry. So now, Duck Journal have Ad.
Yeah, Duck Journal looking a bit better here, but there is still that sniper. They are deep onto him nice and early. They have picked up the demo man. They have picked up that sniper, and that's going to give them what they need to recap this point. Start running that time down again. This actually might be a Duck Journal round.
Descending everything. I feel like BLG are having some fun at this point. Now, again, we have to say they probably are trolling. They've been doing some funny stuff, but Sheep still inside, Hungry on Pyro. Yeah, I mean, look, I feel like, would you say they're trolling BLG? You know, it doesn't, like, they still have time. They probably can come back, I feel.
I'm sure you've heard the phrase, or the saying.
And I think Atten getting taken out of the process. Yeah. A very scrappy game. Snazzy has unfortunately timed out for me. But yeah, Sheep getting run down. It doesn't actually get run down. Does get spotted. Does get arrowed as well. So incredibly low. Sheep getting taken out. And good target going and taking out Atten as well, along with Sheep. Hungry just alive, running in his pyro. Doesn't manage to get anything. And finally, Duck Journal have some sort of control in the server, in the map, sorry, and now with time in their favor as well. Now Sheep onto the heavy, so Sheep is playing full Highlander, and is that Snazzy back again? Can I confirm?
I sure bloody hope so, I'll tell you that much for free.
Sheep is now chosen to play heavy, so yeah, there's your insight.
Yeah, there we go. I mean, look, did we see the counter Uber? Oh, counter Uber? Just an Uber coming through out of Duck Journal here. They're doing what they can to try to pick up the medic there, but they have actually had to come back around to try to clean up some players behind them. It's not looking excellent for them, but they have run the timer down 2-0 here. So they can actually lose this fight and still win this round. Overtime now for them as the point gets capped to the other side. But Tachyon in there, nice and deep, able to take out Dog Roll right at the last safe moment. That's going to make it a bit more difficult for them with only a minute left on the clock.
Nice airshot by Adam. Adam with a nice airshot. Sorry, I don't know if you caught that, but yeah.
No, I didn't.
BLG can definitely run this clock down with a heavy as well. With Uber, they can just use Uber defensively. I don't really go too aggressive. Wait for Duck Journal to touch the point, which now aggression's coming from Duck Journal.
Yeah, Duck Journal nice and deep, picking up Sal very early. They're onto Wills as well, who is somehow dancing around shots. But looks like he zigged when he should have zagged right at the tail end there. They also lost their medic. The massive, massive pipes out of the demo man there, able to take out that medic. And again, this is going to make it even harder. They now have no option but to fight this dry as they go into the middle here. There is that heavy up on the goddamn cliff.
Oh my
what
God.
a just piece of shit maneuver, man. At least let him out. Look, they're getting through that main area. They're deep onto the right. They're trying to get to that point. They have got that overtime. They only have to cap it here and they win. So if they can pick up a couple of players and get in there, that is a 1 round for them. They have lost their demo man. It's now down to overtime for both teams. 2 times on the point. It's looking dangerous. They have to be on the point the entire time here. The demo man able to defend it, and that is that. 3-0 to BLG to be able to take that second map, or not just BLG. We should be real here. Let me read the side again. Oh God, I got a name. Here we go. BLG FMCL Witness Brian Lander Luggerlight Black. Whatever. I don't even know what the fuck that means.
I think we'll get logs should be coming up on the screen shortly. I hope so, which they are now. Look, I mean, despite how chaotic the game was, and obviously half of BLG decided to play Highlander classes, I mean, BLG overall, full control. I mean, Fane, I just want to point out, 28 kills, doing actually a really, really good job, 411 PPM, but I do want to point out Hungry and Tachyon. Oh my God, Tachyon especially going behind. I want to highlight as well these med picks, despite it being pretty even, but Where is Takion? Oh, I cannot find his name. Why can't I find his name? Oh, I'm blind.
He's right at the top of the scoreboard.
Takion, actually, he only got two med picks, but still, though, Takion and Hungry just behind, causing sort of chaos. Sort of just, Duck Journal sort of falling apart, and obviously, I feel like it's called, but then sort of no reaction with people just forgetting. Obviously, you need to focus on the forward gamers, but also you need to keep in mind there is a enemy gamer behind you that could cause some mischief, but otherwise, overall, this is just BLG dominance. There's nothing really else to mention. Obviously, Sheep, only 11 kills, however, he was playing sniper heavy, changing classes. But, I mean, standout player, you have to just mention Hungry Flags and Takion with BLG.
I just want to mention how, even though it did feel like we were like a little bit, like killing the med constantly and blah, 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 the amount of deaths, like the amount of time spent in the respawn queue is pretty similar for both medics there. So Duck Journal definitely were showing up and like trying to make things happen, but I think they just got focused down again. Just so much damage coming out of them.
Yeah, BLG as well. Trev did a really good job, despite obviously Daz's their core demo. Playing demo, Trev did a really good job. But yeah, again, you said BLG, just full focus and just damage and just the amount, just how aggressive they were playing overall. And Duck Journal just had no sort of breathing room. I mean, commiserations and obviously unfortunate circumstances. Obviously, Elmo sick, not much you can do there. Kentucky stepping in on short notice, and I feel like he did pretty well, 22 kills. But then, I think, actually, to be honest, the whole Duck Journal, despite most players played pretty well, despite the kill count not being as high compared to the side of BLG, which 3 of the players had 25 or more kills, actually, overall.
Yeah, definitely a high kill game, just in general.
But
yeah, no. I mean, look, it's only round 5. It's not that big of a deal. They can definitely still come back for this. And
it's just seedings as well. It's AFL system, you have to keep that in mind. So, let's see what happens with the end. Obviously, the higher seeding you have, the better. But there's nothing really else for me to say. Otherwise, BLG convincing win and very clean 2-0 victory. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to the map's product or Metalworks or anything.
Remove Metalworks from the map pool. Beyond that, I have no thoughts. Thoughts. Look, it was just a good game, really, out of BLG, and I'd be interested to see what Duck Journal can do, because, I mean, I think Duck Journal's a really strong team. Not even just on paper. I was going to say on paper, but I sort of retracted it mentally before I even went there, because they're good. They're just good. So, yeah. Interesting to see how that one played out. I'm interested to see how the rest of the season goes for them. And I suppose I should let everyone know that you can catch the rest of the season right here on Capping Television. Alright? Yeah, that's probably the plug. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, I assume we're not getting interviews or anything, so I assume the call will be to wrap up. I'm assuming is now the call. Oh, there you go. Snazzy.
I could plug that. If you go to CappingTV.com/giveaway, we're giving away a couple of tickets to the Land Down Under 2025. Hold on, let me see if I can. Where is it? Oh, it's the other hand. It's this one.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. Left. No, you're way off screen. On my screen.
Look.
Anyway, you get the idea.
Oh wait, hold on. There it is. Now I can see.
Yeah, about there. She'll be right.
Land Down Under.
Perfect.
Land Down Under. We have tickets that we're giving away for that one. We are starting to not even slowly. We are starting to heading towards selling out of spectator tickets for that one. You'll be able to see me there. I don't know. Come along, it'll be a bit of fun.
I'll be there. I've already booked my accommodation. I'll confirm that now. So there you go.
I haven't booked my accommodation. I'm banking on Catfish's couch. I'll tell you that much for free.
I mean, the main thing as well with Land Down Under, I believe it's almost sold out. Is that correct? If I'm not mistaken.
It's heading towards it. We are 50% deep. So if you want a free ticket, you can go to that giveaway site. But otherwise, please feel free to buy a ticket. The more